Oh, hey. Welcome to another edition of Socrates Explains Everything. My name is Socrates. I like to explain things. Arm's getting a little better. A little bit. So how worried should we be about the whole nuclear conflict with Putin? I think there's a tram coming by. Haha. The historical tram line's right behind me. Tram's coming. So, things need to be maintained and it's expensive. Like that old tram there. They keep it going here in the Netherlands. There's one piece of tram line that the old trams go back and forth on. But of course it's expensive to do that. So as far as Putin and the nuclear threat, I'm not saying that there is none, because anyone with a nuclear weapon, you want to at least give them some respect. But when you look at the way the corruption is endemic to Russia, Russia is basically a kleptocracy. It's a government of thieves. They steal everything they can steal from everybody they can steal it from. You look at Ukraine right now, it was shown that the trucks, that's just normal cargo trucks, just your classic boring truck, they've put very substandard tires on them. It looks like hundreds of millions of dollars or rubles were spent on tires, but most of it was stolen, so they ended up buying incredibly cheap Chinese tires that weren't fit for purpose. And so the tires all fell apart, because military vehicles carry huge loads and over really bad terrain. So if you don't get the proper equipment, they fall apart, let alone if they're getting shot at. So my thought is this: as far as the nuclear threat goes, nobody expects to ever use nuclear weapons. We've never used them other than the first two times in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They've never ever been used ever since the Soviet Union collapsed. Didn't use nuclear weapons. So the odds of them ever being used seem pretty slim. The odds of a tire for a truck being used, almost guaranteed. They stole every penny from the truck tire fund and bought insufficient tires for the purpose, knowing they would use those tires. So my question is, how much money do you think they've been spending on nuclear weapons that they know they're never going to be used? I wouldn't be surprised if some of those things are just empty tubes. Now obviously you still have to respect the concept, but in the idea of Putin launching a nuclear strike, it's very possible it won't happen at all. And worst case scenario, and I think this is really a bad case, is that one somehow launches and somehow finds a target and actually detonates, because clearly a nuclear bomb is bad. But if Russia nuked one target, the West would undoubtedly nuke them off the face of the earth, essentially. Then we all have to deal with the fallout. So I think the biggest threat of Putin's nuclear weapons is some sort of overreaction on our part, because I don't even know if he has any that function. Apparently the missile defense wasn't very good on the Moskva, and the war has not gone well for him because everything's been stolen. That's the thing about kleptocracies. They're just thieves. They steal everything they can steal. And if you know they're never going to use it, how much money do you think they spent on nuclear weapons? Actually spent on actual weapons in the actual field. Again, I'm not saying we should challenge them, but paper tigers are called paper tigers for a reason. They look like tigers, but they're made out of paper. Anyway, go get yourself a historical ride on the tram in Amsterdam. It's not there now, but it'll be back. See you again soon. Slava Ukraine. It's the best I could do at the moment.